Everyone. My name is Pranati. I'm from IT branch second year. Today I want to explain the concepts of the JavaScript. Firstly, our first concept is variables in JavaScript. Variables are used to store data value that can be refined and manipulated in a program. Variables are of different types of data structures and numbers, strings, objects, etc. How to declare an variable in JavaScript? Here we can use the keywords like or, let, or constant. This tells us how to create a space in memory to store the variable. Or declares a function scoped or globally scoped variable. Let declares a block scoped variable. Constant declare a block scoped constant. How to initialize the variable in JavaScript? Here we can see as examples using var x is equals to 5 console.log of x and the output is 5, and by using let also we can initialize the variable let b equals to 20 console.log of b and the output is 20. Like this constant also we can use. Next, here the what are the different type of the keywords like var is function scoped, let is block scoped, constant is block scoped. Next, our topic is array in JavaScript. In JavaScript, array is the special variable that can hold more than one value at a time. Arrays are used to store multiple items in a single variable. Arrays are always started with a zero. Indexing means first element as the index of zero and the second element is first index, and so on. How to create an array? We can see using square brackets and array constructors. How to access an array elements. Like this we can see the example at fruits is equals to apple, banana, mango. Console.log of fruits of 0. Here 0 is the first element, that means apple is the output, and the console.log of fruits of 2 means it's the n minus 1 element, means mango is the output. Array methods and properties. JavaScript arrays comes with the built-in methods and properties that make working with them more efficient. Here the some of the properties in array methods. Length property means how many elements in the array we can return that number. Let fruits is equals to apple, banana, mango. Console.log of fruit of length means what how many elements are existed in that fruits is the output. Here the apple, banana, mango are the three elements, so the output is 3. Adding elements, we can add element to the array using method like push and unshift. Push means adding the adding the end element to the array, means first for here the example fruits dot push orange console dot log of fruits means in the array last element is orange, and the output you can see apple, banana, mango, orange. Unshift means add an element to the beginning of an array. Okay, now the third method is removing elements. We can remove element using pop and shift. Pop is remove the last element in the array, and shift is remove the first element in the array. Looping through an array. We can loop through the elements in the array using for loop or each for loop, means for loop for each loop method. Using for loop we can iterate the number so many times. For let I equals to 0, I less than fruit dot length I plus plus console dot log of fruit of I. Using for each means for fruits dot for each function fruit console dot log of fruit. Other useful array method concat and slice, split, map, filter. Here the some of the methods with example has shown in the figure. And next our concept is functions in array. Functions are the reusable block of code designed to perform a specific task. Functions allow us to write a piece of logic once and we can return multiple times as a result. Declaring, how to declare a function. Here we write the syntax like is function declaration. Function greet console.log of hello world. Function expression. Console greet is equals to function console.log of hello world. Arrow function means arrow functions are shorter syntax for writing function expressions. They do not have their own this content. Constant greet is equals to some console.log of hello world. Invoking, calling function parameters and arguments. Arguments is we can assign the values in the function. Parameters is also called an arguments. Function greet name. Name is the parameter. Console.log of name plus hello plus name. Here the some are the examples, default parameters, returning value, how to return a value. Here the main topic is function scope. Variable declared inside a function or local to the function and cannot be accessed outside of it. Variable outside a function or global and can be accessed inside the function. We can inside we can call a function like let x is equals to 10, function display let y equals to 20, console.log of x, console.log of y, display console.log of y. Here the some of the examples of functions with parameter return value. And our next topic is object in JavaScript. An object is a collection of key value pairs where each key is associated with a value. The value can be any data type, including numbers, strings, arrays, functions, or even other objects. Objects allow you to group related data and functionalities together, making your code more modular and easier to understand. How to create an object like this in several ways. Object readers. The simplest way to create an object is with the curly braces. Let person is equals to curly braces, first name John, last name Doe, age 30, greet function console.log plus this dot functioning. We can use the initialization using new object constructor. Means it is a condition like car is equals to new object, car dot brand is equals to Toyota, car dot model is equals to Corolla, car dot year is equals to 2022. How to access an object properties by using a dot notation, bracket notation. We can adding, modifying and deleting properties in the objects in JavaScript. Here adding means adding a new property or object to the existing object, and deleting means we can delete a property using the delete operator. Methods in objects. A method is simply a function defined as a property of an object. We can define and call methods like this. In the first example, we can see that let person like this, it is also same. Here the examples of the object example. And looping through objects, properties, checking for properties. Here the sum of the object methods. Nested object means we can declare the object inside the other object. Object constructor means we can assign the first value to this any construct. Next our topic is loops in JavaScript. Loops are used to repeatedly execute a block of code as long as specified condition is true. Loops are help automate repetitive tasks, making a code more efficient. Here are some types of the loops in JavaScript: for loop, while loop, do while loop, and for in loop, for off loop. For loop. The for loop is the most commonly used loop in JavaScript. It runs a block of code a specific number of times. Syntax. Here the syntax for the for loop. For initialization, condition, and increment. Initialization means initialize the loop counter variable. Condition means the condition runs as long as the condition is true. Increment, decrement, update the loop counters variable after each iteration. Here the example like this: for let I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, console.log of I, and the output is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. While loop repeats a block of code as long as specified condition remains true. Syntax is while condition and the statement. Here the example like this: let I equals to 0, while I less than 5, console.log of I plus plus. And the output is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the do while loop means the do while loop is similar to the while loop, but it guarantees that the code work will be executed at least once, even if the condition is false from the start. Here the syntax: do code to be executed while condition. And the example is like this: for in loop means use it to iterate over the properties of an object. It loops through the keys of an object. Syntax is like this: for key in object. And example is like this. And our next iterative is for of loop. For of loop is used to iterate over iterable objects like array, strings, or other data types like map or set. Syntax: for value of iterable code to be executed. Here the example of the for of loop. And controlling loops means break and continue. Break means exits loop entirely, and continue means skip the current iteration and moves to the next one. Here the example of the break: for let I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. If I equals to 3, break means 0, 1, 2 is the elements as an output. Continue means we can skip the iteration when I is 3. Here the example like this. Nested means we can also place a loop inside another loop, which is called nested loop. This is often used when working with multi-dimensional arrays or when you need to compare multiple elements. Here the example like this. Looping over an array means here an example using loop to sum of an array. Here the example like this. Here has the summary is: for loop means mostly allows initialization, condition, and increment. While loop means repeat as long as the condition is true. While means executes at least once, then repeats while the condition is true. For in loop means loops through the keys of an object. For of loop means loops through the value of the iterable objects. These are the various concepts in the JavaScript. Basically, we can use this type of the concepts to write a program in JavaScript. Thank you.